so I'm here charging my phone. I just thought about this, and I was thinking about this before, but now I think it's even worse. Now I know this guy, Jacques Guire III from SRS Management, Parking Management, is stalking me now. I'm thinking that the accident that guy Max, who took my car and totaled it, the accident he got in may have been caused by Jacques. I mean, it may be a long shot, but I know what Jacques did to me was he took the car and he left the hazard lights on for 6 weeks. However long before the battery died. Because when I went to pick up the car, the battery was dead. That caused the battery to completely drain, and then I eventually had to buy a new battery. Now, I know when I was driving the car, the steering locked a bunch of times because the battery was dying, because it's a power steering, right? Now I put the new battery in there, so I know he caused that battery to die by putting the hazard lights on, right? Keeping it on. He left all the windows open, which caused rain to come into my car. In those 6 weeks, it rained a lot, actually. 6 weeks, and he left all the windows, and he could have put a tarp over it, if the windows were open. I didn't remember leaving the windows open, but he maybe I did, and whatever. But when it was towed, he could put a tarp over or something, and he didn't, which then caused everything inside my car to be supposed to be thrown away. Now I don't know if he took the stuff out first and then said, "Hey, oh yeah, it was all wet, man, so I just threw it all away." The drums weren't wet though. So he caused my battery to die. He left the windows open and caused everything in the car supposedly to get wet, and the car was wet. The inside had mold issues, and I had to clean the car really well after all that to get the mold stains out of the seats. Now, what if he messed with the steering or the brakes on my car? When I talked to Max, I finally got a hold of Max, and after he tore my car, and he did tell me that, well, when I was driving, I was texting. He said he was texting, and the car just swerved to the right. Now, I never had a problem with that car when it came to pulling to in either direction. But if he did something to the steering, as it was turning, as he was driving, if it did shoot over to the right and forced him to hit that pole, that could have been me in the car. So maybe the accident that happened to Max was actually supposed to happen to me while in the car, and Max kind of, got on the way. It may be a long shot, I'm not sure, but I've got this funny feeling that this guy, John Guire III, is probably mob. The first time I've ever seen him, the guy's like 6'5" or 6'6". He's big and fat. When I saw him, he was intimidating. When I saw him the other night, he was intimidating, man. He was ready. I was ready to defend myself if the guy freaking came at me, but he was ready to freaking pounce me, man. And he forced his way into towing my car, almost towing my car. I had to literally get in front of his monstrous freaking flatbed to stop him from towing my car. So I'm saying it's kind of coincidental that 2 weeks after the car was out of the impound, it had two serious problems. The battery completely died on me, and which caused the steering, because it's power steering, it's electric power steering, caused it to lock, and a few times I almost got into an accident. And then Max steals the car from me. I know I say it's, he borrowed it. I didn't ask, I didn't give him permission to borrow it, but he borrowed it. Oh man, I'll be right back, man. You're taking a shower and stuff. Come on, yeah. And what if that car was booby-trapped by Jacques because he couldn't get it, Because he wanted $8,500 for it after 3 weeks, and I said no, and I got the insurance company. I got the loan company, Wells Fargo, to repossess it. And that's how I got the car back for only $850, as opposed to the $8,500 he wanted for the car after 6 weeks. So he was pissed off that he did all that work and he didn't get it. So he made sure, just before he gave me the car back, that had problems that were going to cause me to be in an accident and maybe die. Maybe a long shot. But the more I'm thinking about it, and now that after seeing him last night, man, he looks like he's straight out of a fucking, straight out of a movie, man. Straight out of a Sopranos episode, man. He would make a great freaking, what do you call those guys? You know, lieutenant for the mafia. Yeah. He's big. He's mean looking. He's very intimidating looking. And knowing what he did to me and what he's done to other people, I wouldn't put it past him to booby trap my car. I ended up forcing him to give me back for a lot less than what he wanted. Okay? I couldn't put it past him that he did something to the braking system or the steering system. I'm assuming the steering system, because the steering system, the braking, maybe I didn't feel anything wrong with the braking, but the steering definitely was giving me some trouble with the battery going dead. Now after I got the new battery, it seemed to be fine. But what if he did something to it? Maybe he got somebody to do something to it, like a couple of nights before it happened. So at this point, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say, other than he's a dangerous guy, man. I still cannot see how the other than the owner, the property manager from this wonderful shopping center where ShopRite is, isn't also mob tied and has given him a job, because why else would you give a job to a man that all you need to do is Google his name. Go ahead, if you guys want to Google it, it's Jacques, like the French Jacques Guire the III, and it's going to be in the title of this video. Why would you give that man a job, man? Go Google his name and see how many complaints there are against him and his companies. And his companies that he moves from city to city, getting pushed out of each city, and then locates somewhere else under another name. Now it's IMRT, a tractor repair or something, out of Lakewood. This is, as I said, this is either a bad horror movie I'm in, or a really bad freaking reality TV show that I'm fucking stuck in. It's like the Twilight Zone. I'm fucking stuck in this reality TV show that is a good episode of Twilight Zone. Reality TV show that I'm stuck in, that I can't get out of. I can't find a fucking way out. I can't find a door out of this fucking place. I'm stuck in again. And that's the last night in my van. Tomorrow I got to give it back. Nice to have a vehicle last few days. Just to be able to drive around and just to be able to get things. I got a couple of tanks because my tanks were empty, so I got 2 new tanks of propane to be able to sleep at night with a little bit of heat. I'm trying not to keep it on unless I absolutely have to, because that propane, sleeping with that propane, the other morning I woke up and I felt dizzy, sick. The night that somebody left that turned the knob all the way to the opposite side, made the whole tent smell like propane, and I woke up nauseous to the point where I drove the van to this side of the ShopRite, in front of ShopRite, and I had to call 911 because I was getting a shortness of breath that I've never gotten before. They checked me out. They said you're okay. I said if it's propane poisoning, I said, is it like, do I have to worry about it? He goes, no. All you gotta do is just be outside and get some fresh air, and it should clear up. So he said if it doesn't clear up, he goes, you want me to bring you to the hospital? He said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to Jersey Shore. I don't want to go to Jersey Shore unless I absolutely have to. I don't want to go to that place. So they said that, well, if call us back if you're having any problems, or if you want to come in. But they really won't. Other than a CAT scan, they really won't do anything much else than we did. And we checked out your heart, we checked out your breathing. You seem to be okay. All your vitals seem to be okay. I said, all right, thank you. So, yeah. Bad reality TV show I'm stuck in. Good episode of The Twilight Zone, man. Really good episode of The Twilight Zone. Right. Namaste. Good night.